Hello everyone, my name is Fellner and today I'll be bringing you a game between our red Terran spawning in the south, Mr. Liquid TLO, and his opponent spawning as the blue Zerg in the north, Elroye. Now between these two opponents, definitely TLO is the well-known player here. He's placed in many different tournaments, was originally a random player in the beta, is now maining as Terran. He spent his time in Korea practicing in the TLO OGS house, and competing in the GSL tournaments. Recently, he was put out with an injury. He has a bad case of RSI and was actually in recovery, but is now coming back to the tournament scene, and we're all glad to see him back and healthy. He is now currently playing on ladder, where this game was picked off of. Elroye doing the extractor trick may have had a little bit of a late overlord there, not quite sure. But nevertheless, all seems to be quite standard here so far. No real pressure being put on quite yet, no proxy raxes. Looks like we do have a little bit of a forward rax coming from TLO. Now TLO's style, really, he enjoys putting pressure on Zergs, especially at the beginning. It wouldn't surprise me to see a little bit of bunker pressure coming off TLO right off the start. The real question is, how can Elroye handle that bunker pressure? Normally, we'll be seeing a blue flame Hellion after that, but it's quite early in the game to see what exactly is happening here. But TLO has been practicing this quite a bit, and we've seen it recent in other games beforehand as well, so it wouldn't surprise me. Now, Elroye, not a whole lot is known. He did get matched up in TLO on the ladder, so he obviously has quite high of a matchmaking ratio to be put up with such a great player as TLO. Looks like we have a 15 hatch and a 15 pool coming from Elroye here. All pretty normal so far. He might have a little bit of a hard time holding off the marine pressure, especially with this SCV moving out to spawn. And is that marine following him? Yes, he is. So it looks like that we're going to have that bunker pressure that I was speaking of earlier. Hatchery's about halfway complete now. It should finish in time. Normally, we should see Elroye throw down either a spine crawler or build about 4 to 6 links to try to hold it back. We got a gas going down a little bit later. It looks like we're going to be looking to get some speed. Not necessarily a speed opening, but definitely going to be part of it. Looks like bunker's going down here. He puts it a little bit further out than what you would normally see. Now the real question is, are we going to see, does Elroye see this? Yes, he does see the bunker coming up. He has pulled some drones, only 4 to hold back. We got the 2 Marines here. And with proper micro, 1 down, 2 down. Is he going to lose the Marine? No. Going to keep the Marine alive, and we are currently down to 2 drones. And looks like TLO is actually going to pick these ones off. Is he going to get the other one? No, the other drone will survive. So right now, he's not quite in bunker range yet. Bunker's rather not in range quite yet to hit the hatchery here, but he's definitely going to be able to do some damage here. Looks like he's going to move this bunker up now. This is definitely within range of the hatchery, but nope, he's going to snipe that off, so that's going to pretty much put an end to his bunker pressure. It doesn't look like we're having any kind of extra SCVs move up there, but we have the factory going down now along with the expansion coming up. No add-ons quite yet for the factory, so we're not seeing any kind of blue flame Hellion or any kind of tech quite yet. We got these Marines putting pressure onto the Queen and the spine crawler going up. Looks like TLO might, saves the Marines. He's definitely putting a lot of pressure on. Might lose the Hellion. Nope, snaps 1 Marine and gonna keep it all alive. So still a lot of pressure being put on by TLO just from these 2 little Marines and a Hellion, which is just 200 minerals, which is absolutely nothing to TLO at this point. Still, the supplies are pretty even. Elroye is currently supply blocked, but he does have an Overlord on the way. 2 Queens are both still alive, so not a whole lot of damage has been done here quite yet by TLO. Looking back at the base, we see the command center finishing and another factory being added on. For our Elroye here, we still have lots of drones coming up. Not a whole lot. He has taken his drones off of gas, so he's not going any further than speed right now. He does have, loses the Hellion there, but still doing damage to the Queen. Hasn't lost another. Still keeping up the inject. We do have a little bit of high energy on both the Queens here, but can be expected with the amount of pressure that TLO is putting on here with just a couple of simple Hellions. Still plenty of damage being done. He's keeping the mining time away. If you look at the income tabs, still pretty even. TLO definitely higher up in the gas, though. it looks like that he should be moving out here shortly to get the expansion up, but not quite yet. Still microing around, still getting a lot of these Zerglings toasted. If we look at the units tab, we currently have no combat units for Elroye here, so he's definitely feeling the pressure that TLO is putting on. If we look at the drone to SCV count, TLO is currently higher, and that's something that you do not want at this point in the game. As a Zerg, you always want to have more Harvesters than Terran at all times. Looks like TLO is looking to finally move out and land that command center, so we should be seeing another spike in TLO's income, along with another armory adding up, so we should be seeing a mech build come off TLO here. Still managing just to pump out Hellions for the time being, and it looks like that Elroye did clear up this bunker pressure, so it looks like he's in the clear just for now. From what I can tell here though, looks like lots of gas coming off for TLO here, moving the bunker down again. We definitely should be seeing Thors come out of this. It's definitely Thors and tanks, possibly Blue Flame as well. We should be seeing the Blue Flame upgrade be chosen here anytime now. Still continuing to mine, nothing really too special happening at this time. Looks like we got a Roachhorn coming down for our Zerg player here, along with a lair tech that's halfway. We have 2 Thors on the way from TLO here at the moment, which is definitely going to add a lot of meat to this army. Looking at the supplies, we definitely see TLO is ahead at the moment, has a pretty decent supply lead. And looking at the units tab as well, we see that our Zerg player has finally pulled ahead in Harvesters, but it might have taken a little bit too long. At this point in the game, Zergs normally want to have a 3rd expansion by the 9-minute mark, especially with the amount of pressure that TLO has been putting on them. So we got 3 more Hellions moving out, maybe doing a little bit more pressure here. Oh, we got 7 Hellions moving out. That's going to be exciting. We have vehicle plating level 1 coming up here from the armory, and it's still pumping out a bunch of Thors. We don't see the Blue Flame Hellion upgrade or anything like that quite yet. TLO scanning, taking out some creep tumors, definitely pushing that creep back, which is fantastic. Now, TLO knows this little trick where he selects where he actually moves his Hellion where the tumor should be, and then chooses to attack the tumor. If he does that, it actually does the full AoE damage to the creep tumor, and manages to pick it off even if you don't have detection. Moving out with the Thor now, looking like he wants to take his gold, moving both the Thors out, which is kind of risky right now because he doesn't know what exactly is going on inside of Elroye's base. If we look at what TLO knows, he doesn't see anything in the main. He just sees the one Roachhorn, and that's about it. So he doesn't know if there's any Spire or anything like that on the way. But there is a Spire and a Baneling nest as well. There's a Spire and a macro hatch as well. So it looks like Elroye's gearing up to take another expansion here, which is definitely needed at this point. TLO definitely on the macro right now. He is currently hovering at pretty much 0 money right now, while our Zerg player is hovering 1,500 minerals. So right now TLO definitely has a huge advantage, both in the supplies, both in the tech. Basically TLO is miles and miles ahead right now and is looking to take his 3rd as well. We still got plenty of SCP production going out, staying right on top of his macro. He does have 1 scan saved up, which is pretty much all you need for right now. If we look at our queens here, 50 energy on the queen, and on this queen we have 30. Should be getting another macro inject coming up right away here. So the macro isn't too bad for inject wise. I just don't think he has the larva to spend anything on what he needs to spend it on. But with this another hatchery coming up, he should have no problem. Looking like he wants to do a little bit of muta harass, which is going to be quite tough, especially now that TLO has already had those Thors out on the field. He now has 4 Thors total and is putting up a couple of missile towers. Now, did TLO scout this? He must have scanned. Yes, he did. He scanned and saw that there's mutas on the way. He definitely knows what's coming, hence what's causing him to build those missile turrets. Looks like he's putting a little bit of harassment. He's going to get 1 SCP, and that's about it for the time being. These Thors are doing a great job of area denial. Those mutas are almost useless against this number of Thors unless you can magic box it. If you look at TLO though, he doesn't have too much to support those Thors for anti-air. The only thing that he has are the 4 Thors, and that's about it. He has no Marines right now. Even if you look at the units tab, none at all, which is quite strange for a Terran player, but he's able to spend his money pretty much perfectly right now. We got 7 tanks, 4 Thors, and 4 Hellions on the way. Looks like we got a couple mutas moving up. Ooh, eating a bunch of splash damage from that 1 Thor. Got only 1 kill out of it though, but tons of damage done. Still clumping him up. Ooh, boy, he is eating those missile shots. And is he going to take another volley? This is just some sloppy play right now coming out from Elroye. As long as if he continues to do this, he's going to be definitely further behind than how he already is. He needs to keep that mutaflock number really high. With the amount of Thors out there, if he can magic box him enough, especially with no ground support, he may be able to do the damage that he needs. Looks like TLO is looking to move up with a really slow push here right now, just slowly moving up his siege line along with missile turrets everywhere to defend them. He should be able to snipe out this third and this fourth coming up right away. He is currently scanning, sees the fourth, nothing coming at him yet. He knows that he's clear, and he can close up that and move back. By the looks of it, he might try to pick off this gold squad here still. Looking at the amount of money, still Elroye is having a very hard time spending his money. He has such amounts of minerals, which isn't going to do anything to this army. I'm quite surprised that TLO hasn't picked up the blue flame yet. He's now finishing up his +2 armor upgrade, still hasn't gotten his +1 weapons yet, but at this point in the game, it's really just a luxury. I think blue flame could definitely help TLO here right now, but with the amount of army that he has versus the Zerg and just the tech, I don't think Zerg's going to have that easy of a time trying to break him. He's just slowly moving his units up really methodically and is going to be able to do massive damage here. Soon, he's pushing out right now with these 5 Thors, couple of Marines, and just the siege line. There's not a whole lot that Elroye can do about this right now. If we look at the units tab, he has 14 Mutalisks, which are nullified by the 7 Thors. They got 12 siege tanks versus 30 Lings. I mean, there's not a whole lot that can be done right now. He's just going to continue to move back. He snipes 1 Thor. He's going to snipe another, but he just has so much anti-air, and he's not magic boxing. He's just pumping him up. That's the game right there. GG. Now, if you have any other replays that you would like me to cast, or have any of your replays, feel free to send them in to me. You can reach me at FellnerSC@gmail.com, or you can find me on Reddit as well, with just Fellner. Thank you very much. Have a good one.